Okay, so which one is the more impressive victory? The fact that the Blue Jackets were able to win 10 straight, or the fact that the Penguins just shellacked the Rangers?
Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus is...
Music. Let's go.
Cue
Barry, out. Briscoe,
go Whitebeard. Cue
out. You'll be back later, though. Don't go
the cameraman. Whitebeard.
Second of the game, Carter gets his 16th goal of the year, but the Blue Jackets get their 10th straight win. As good as the Penguins are, why are the Blue Jackets the team to look?
In the KHL, he went over to Russia for 3 years, so he'd already be second to the NHL in the NHL scoring if he'd stayed here and played in the NHL.
Barry or Yager?
You have to go with era. You have to go with era. When he was young, he was pretty.
The tie.
Velvet.
That tie is amazing. It's
Blue
a velvet tie.
Velvet.
But it's satin.
That's a great song.
Who cares about the hair? This man wins a wardrobe. Barry Briscoe, out.
By the way, combined for 38. Funny story, kind of, because you've got one named Curry, you've got the other named Thompson. When you try to Benifer or Brangelina their names, you get Kirpson. It's not nearly as flashy or as cute as Splash Brothers. It's just that Splash Brothers doesn't really immediately make sense. Or does it? Brian Witt just might be smarter than all of us. My house is full right now. My mom, my dad, my brother, and that is exactly the way it should be, because the simple definition of the holiday season is to celebrate with one's friends and family. But what if we can't be with the ones we love because they're no longer with us? For Dodgers prospect Rolston Cash, Christmas has become a chance to honor his late father by helping others celebrate.
Welcome in on this Christmas Eve edition of Coast to Coast. David Lloyd and Sara Walsh with you. A former coach says Melo uses people and was addicted to the spotlight. Mark Spears joins us to shed some light on George Karl's comments.
Yeah, Anthony's teammates are more than happy to weigh in on that one as well. As for the Cowboys, they can just sit back and relax because the Giants handed them a big assist last night on their way to a top seed. Let's take a look at this. Welcome in, a former Bucs GM and our insider, Mark Dominic. You just heard Teddy's take on this. As a former GM, if your team's all wrapped up, now you got these games to play, but you know you're in good shape, how would you approach it if it was your guys out on the field risking themselves, particularly for injury, when you know that this is sealed for you?
You know, I would hope that actually the Cowboys have talked through this. Dak Prescott prepared like he always does, and in the third quarter of the game, I tap him on the shoulder, hey, you're out, Romo's going to finish up the game. No concerns, because I don't want him to think or worry about, oh, when's Tony going to come in the state of Texas, possibly for every game this offseason.
Well, and you just, I don't know if you saw it, but it said that his last start was at the end of November of last year. That's the last time Tony Romo made a start and played in the game. So you want to knock some rust off if something were to happen to Dak Prescott, and then you have to go with Tony. So there's a variety of reasons. Teddy said he had cause for concern in terms of Romo injuring himself, and then what would potential suitors think? What's your take on that?
I would do two things on that.
And I watched this one, and I still can't even explain it myself. Kyle O'Quinn ends up with the block, and then check out this celebration. I'm not sure what they're doing.
They seem to be sniffing, smelling their fingers, like, I don't know, like they hit leather or something.
We need them to explain themselves. I can't help with that.
We are no help in this regard.
I'm not sure.
Full explanation, maybe an investigation of some sort.
If you guys could call in and help us out there, we need some help. As for other NBA news that is no laughing matter, the former NBA coach George Karl's upcoming book is titled Furious George, but the real anger is coming from his former players regarding what he wrote about Carmelo Anthony.
It is the holiday season.
It is.
We have not addressed this in our top fives this week, so our top five list is the best Christmas movies of all time.
I might have done best Christmas stories. We have a director.
No, it's not time for you yet. Go back. You don't take direction very well. I'll call you out when you're needed.
Who's going first? You going first?
I think I am.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Apologies up front, because I know that if I would have just thrown one of those in, I would have won.
You are right, though, David appealing to me with the Frank Capra selection. Santa, a glaring omission. I mean, all these movies, when they zig, Billy Bob Thornton zags.
Bad Santa and Bad Santa 2, would you put them both?
Bad Santa 2, unfortunately, was disappointing. But Bad Santa, the original, it's so foul-mouthed and profane, it's a good antidote to how syrupy some of these happy.
That's a good one.
So I think
It's
bad Santa's a good
Christmas.
compliment. I know. I love It's a Wonderful Life. Clarence, we love.
You were supposed to judge us, weren't you?
I thought both your lists were fantastic.
That's not an answer.
The answer,
Is this
David,
the
with It's a
worst?
Wonderful Life.
I knew it. I knew it. I called it. I think
called
basically
it.
gave it away. Are you the best or worst judge they've ever had?
Worst. Thanks for having me.